Hello, everyone. We are so happy that you're here to learn about the vagus nerve. Now, this is fun. We enjoy talking about the vagus nerve. And with me today is a master of the vagus nerve. She could talk for days, but today you only get us for this one session. But Nadia, so thank you, Nadia, for joining us today.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun. And before we get started on just the tips of how to stimulate the vagus nerve, I wanted just to mention what is the vagus nerve. And I want to touch real briefly on the 4 electrical systems of the body, because we always think we just have one, the nerves, right? Well, we do. We have billions of nerves that come out of the brain and they run down the spinal column, right? And they come out between the vertebrae and they go to different organs, glands, and tissues, and they spark and they tell the organs, glands, and tissues what to do. So our communication system is the nervous system. So that's one of the 4 electrical systems, the brain nerves coming down the spine and going out and telling all the organs what to do. The second nervous system actually is cranial nerves. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The vagus nerve is actually a cranial nerve. And there are different holes in your brain, in your skull, that come out. And the vagus nerve is one of them. So you have 12 cranial nerves. And the vagabond nerve, which is also called the vagus nerve, is the one that runs to all the different organs, glands in the system, where other cranial nerves just go right to your eyes, to your ears, to your face. And so this vagabond nerve is the one that we want to talk about, especially when someone has dysautonomia and we're having an autonomic, it should be called the automatic nervous system. Like, really, we don't think breathe, we don't think lungs expand and the heart pound, right? That's all automatic, right? So the autonomic nervous system is automatic. And that's the one that we're going to talk about today. And so the cranial nerve that we're focusing on is the vagus nerve, which is number 10. So Nadia, let's talk about the vagus nerve. Oh, I probably should mention the other 2 electrical systems, because we will work this in here today. The Chinese meridian system, very electrical. We can access, though, and pinpoint right where those meridians run through the whole body. That's what acupressure, acupuncture are focused on. And acupressure and acupuncture especially is vital for the vagus nerve and for the autonomic nervous system. So that is the 3rd electrical system. The 4th electrical system we're not going to focus on today, and that is the chakra system. And the chakra system, and it's pronounced Chuck, as in your best friend Chuck, because that's how you say it in Sanskrit. But the chakra system are these spinning wheels that we have around our body. And so you might hear people call them chakras, right? So these chakras can be out of balance. And that also is something we talk about. And you can look up lots of information on our blog about the chakra system. So today we're going to narrow in on number 10, baby. So Nadia, tell us something you love about the cranial nerve, number 10.
Oh my goodness. I love that not only is it super wandering, the biggest nerve in your body, cranial nerve in your body, but it also innervates with other nerves. So when you combine things that activate the vagus nerve with, let's say, the eye nerve, cranial nerve 3, then you get even better benefits, or the jaw, the nerve in the jaw, or the swallowing nerve, glossopharyngeal. So you can really stack these nerve drills so that you can make a huge difference, because the vagus nerve does so much. It stimulates the flow of saliva, which is so important for the digestive system, right? It gives you all the HCl and everything like that. It constricts your lungs, so it affects all of your breathing and everything. It actually slows your heart rate, because it stimulates an acetylcholine coming out. And so that's super important for digestion and so many things. And acetylcholine also is fed into the amygdala, and that's where you make memories. So your vagus nerve consolidates your memories. So, I mean, what great thing, because if you don't have that working well, then you're just going to lose all your good memories that you've had your whole life. It stimulates bile. It does so many things. It just attaches to all the organs. So I just love the vagus nerve.
And so really what we're going to teach you today by being on this video, how to stimulate this vagus nerve, this is not just for people who might be dealing with dysautonomia. This is for everyone. The vagus nerve must be stimulated. And it used to be stimulated all the time. We would chew our food all the time. We had great bowel movements all the time, right? We did things naturally by being, working outside and touching the earth and being grounded. That helped this vagus nerve stimulate. But now, especially in the last couple of years with more of the lockdowns, people's vagus nerves simply aren't stimulated, and people are losing their memory, and they're not able to digest. And you wouldn't believe how many of my clients don't make enough hydrochloric acid or acetylcholine. And then they take acetylcholine or they take hydrochloric acid, and I'm like, no, woo, let's just stimulate the vagus nerve. So I'm so glad you are all here to join us. Now, Nadia, because this is her specialty, she has some advanced things that she's going to teach you. And these are really, really cool. She's spoken very often. She's just an amazing woman. And she's been able to, you're so much fun, but she's actually been able to stimulate the vagus nerve. So people who have lost their sense of smell and taste from perhaps being around COVID or some of the shedding, and she's been able to help people reconstitute that, reignite that in the body, just using the same exercises. So we're super glad that you're here to join us for this. So Nadia, do you want to kind of take it away with some of the advanced things? That would be wonderful.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do is have people do an assessment before we do a drill, and then assessment after to see if it works for you. Because just because it works for you and I doesn't mean it's going to work for someone out there listening. So you could either take a deep breath, as deep as you can, and you can just rate that on 1 to 10, 10 being the best breath of your life that you could ever possibly take, and 1 being you can barely get any oxygen, and just give it a number. So go ahead and take a deep breath. And out. I'd give mine a 7 right now. So go ahead and give yourself a number, or you could do a neck drill because the cranial nerve, it goes right into the accessory nerve. So if you go one side and the other, and you can just kind of assess how tight your neck is. And then we'll do a drill and we'll reassess that breath. We'll reassess that neck, and you can see if it's good for you. And if it's good for you, then you want to do it a lot. Okay. So let's just start with a simple one, and then we'll add on because Karen said it's going to get fancy. So we'll just do nasal breathing because that calms down the central nervous system, right? And it's going to be nasal box breathing. So we're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale out the nose for 4, and then hold for 4. So we'll just do 2 rounds. Ready? So let's take a deep breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you just hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then exhale through your nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hold. Exhale. Just hold that exhale up. Let's do 1 more. In for 4, 3. Try to relax the shoulders and then hold. Relax everything in your body. And then exhale. Good. And then hold. Good. And then shake it out. And then just take another deep breath in. And exhale out. And notice if it feels fuller, if it feels more 3-dimensional, or if it feels any different. It may or it may not. And then look side to side and notice if you feel it different. My right side got a lot better.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. So I like assessing and then reassessing afterwards. You can tell how good it is for you. Another thing, have you ever heard of the 5-2-8 one? Similar, where you're inhaling, holding, and exhaling. So it's actually in for 5, and it's forming a triangle. You only hold for 2. But you exhale for 8, okay? While you do that, we're gonna have a gentle smile because that activates the facial nerve, and that's innervating through also. So it's a gentle smile, and it's kind of quiet eyes. It's not squinty eyes, okay? So it's just like quiet eyes, gentle smile. I'll talk you through it. Ready? Here we go. I'm not gonna do it so I can talk. You're gonna breathe in for 5, 4, 3, gentle smile, relax the eyes, hold only for 2, 1, now out for 8 through the nose. 8, 7, 6, smile, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do 1 more. Inhale in the nose. Keep the lips up. Relax the eyes. Good. Hold for 2. Relax the shoulders. And exhale out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake it on out. And then reassess. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. And let's just check that neck and see which one you like better.
Wow. That one did a little bit more for me, especially down on the right.
Did it? Yeah. We don't activate these smile muscles as much anymore. Even when we smile, it's just kind of like, if we're on the computer, it's not as big a smile. We're not seeing as many people. We're not laughing with people. We're not. So that's usually people get a good one with that.
Well, something awesome that people may not know, just laughing triggers and improves the vagus nerve. So when you laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh, you are literally triggering and healing the vagus nerve. And for years, we've told we've instructed our cancer clients to be like, okay, they'll laugh for 2 hours a day minimum, because it does, it helps balance that. So just thought I'd throw that in with people who don't know that.
No, it's so true. And the vagus nerve goes all the way down to the pelvic floor. And when you have to laugh, you have to pull it up, right? So you don't have an accident. So you're getting a double benefit. It's getting the whole entire nerve. So yeah, you're right.
That's awesome.
So then the next one is really fun. It's a reset of your vagus nerve. I'm going to put my hair up so you can see. You're going to interlock your fingers like this, and your thumbs are going to go on your occipital lobe. Right, there's a ridge on the back here, and your thumbs are going to go there. So it's going to be like this. It works best when you're laying down, but I can show you here. We can learn it here and you can do it later. So you're going to relax your shoulders in this position. You're going to push your head back into your hands and apply pressure with your thumbs. That alone should feel good. Now, the tricky part, take your eyes and try to see your right elbow without moving your head, like all the way. Keep pushing your head back. If you're really trying to get your eyeballs over without moving your head, it should elicit a yawn, sigh, or swallow. If it does not, come back to center, Karen, because you moved your head. Come back to center. Don't move your chin. If you move just your eyes go over. Don't let your head move. Push your head back into your thumbs. Bring your chin to the left a little bit, Karen. Get the eyes over there. Yes, make your eyes work. And try to fake a laugh, or not a laugh, but a yawn.
I definitely have a sigh.
You got a sigh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Now come back to center and we'll do the other one. This is the one I always try to cheat on because my eyes don't like to go to the left. So don't move your head. You should get a little pressure on your head. Your eyes are going to go over and don't move your head. If you think, yeah, good. Now push your head back and see if you get a swallow, sigh, or a yawn. Sigh, and then relax. So that one, it actually can hold trapped emotions. So some people get very emotional when they
got lightheaded a little bit.
Yeah, you can, especially when you lay down, because it changes your blood pressure. It down regulates your blood pressure, and it does it pretty quick. So that's a really nice reset. So go ahead and check that. That's my favorite one so far. My neck responds really well to that one. Mm-hmm. So that's a fun one. Mm. And then I have a little ball. I'm going to bring some of these to the conference. So we have all this fascia here, right? All through here, and it innervates all those cranial nerves. So if you don't have a ball, you can do little twisting on your neck to get all of the fascia around the nerves, because when your fascia gets tight and when your nerves get really tight, they actually start innervating into it and it stops them from getting a full range of motion. So you can go like this and just do little twists on your neck all the way down to your sternum. Get in that, like you have, I call them the Hulk muscles, the sternocleidomastoids. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And for those people who don't know what fascia is, by the way, every single week when I go for my fascia work, she does the scaling. She just strips and does all of this. Yes. But it's super important to realize that fascia is actually what covers and coats and goes around every cell, organ, and tissue in the body. And so when people say, I need to stretch my muscles, really what you need to do is work on the fascia, because that's around your muscles. And so it's that white stuff when you're dissecting an animal or a human being and you're like, oh, just get rid of all that white stuff. No, that's like the fascia, right? That's like the web of the body. And so by moving the fascia and stretching the fascia, it is amazing.
Yeah. And it's 70% water. So yeah, hydration is really important. So you can do it with a ball also. This feels amazing, because if you have a rubber ball, it actually catches the skin and rolls it a little bit. So you start up by your ear and then you roll it down around all the way to the other side.
And where can someone buy those, Nadia?
You can buy them at like OPTP. Occupational Physical Therapy. It's like a catalog, occupational. I don't want to stop this.
I just want to keep going, honey. We're all good. We'll just watch you. That's awesome. So it's online.
It's online. Yeah, you can buy an OPTP. Yeah, you just want like a 5-inch ball or a 7-inch ball. And I've actually used grapefruits before, so you can use grapefruits as well.
Do they sell these there also?
Yeah. Yeah, I love those.
Everybody, these are also very helpful. These are, I talk about these all, I have one under my desk, I have them in my sauna, I have it next to my bed, but these are acupressure balls, and you put them under your feet and you roll your feet on those, and that will also help with the meridian system, which also in turn is very, very closely interplays with the vagus nerve. So just so you know.
Yeah, and then you can retest and see, I always like that one as well. Test the quality of your breath. That just hits so many cranial nerves that most people have a really good response with that one. The next one's really good now because of everyone's allergies. If you press in right here next to your nose and you pull away, we're going to look lovely, Karen, on video here.
I don't mind.
And if you feel pressure here, it's just probably your sinuses. So you can go over a little bit and you can give it a little rub. And then you're going to inhale, exhale, hum. And you want to inhale and you want to try to hum as long as possible. So you're pulling out towards your ears. So this, yeah, exactly. So inhale in the nose, exhale, hum.
And what does the humming do?
So your vagus nerve goes behind the vocal cords and it loves vibration. So when you get a really deep hum, when you can feel it humming, it's vibrating the vagus nerve and it's waking it up. It's just saying, hey, I'm giving you some love. Here's a big hug. Take care of me, because you've got all my organs to take care of. You've got my brain to take care of. And it's just a little walkie-talkie to the gut saying, okay, everything's okay.
And interesting on that note, people can also gargle. Gargling helps stimulate the vagus nerve. And so gargling, even gargling nothing, just gargling, you know, just start gargling is gonna be very helpful morning, noon, night, whenever you're feeling stressed, literally go gargle, and that can help that vagus nerve. And that's why ohms work so well. The chanting of ohms is very calming because it also triggers that vagus nerve.
Yeah, that was my last one I was gonna do is if you combine tapping with gargling, it's fabulous.
Okay, show us. I've never combined tapping before with it.
Well, you're thinking of tapping as in tapping. You can do that also. But if this were my legs, I would tap right, left, right, left, right, left. And you play like a happy song, like Walking on Sunshine or any happy song. And you tap to the beat to get a fast beat to do it too.
Wow,
so you're having to use your brain for the tapping. You're getting, well, yeah, that comes in next. Then you're tapping, right? And then you're gargling. And if you want a better thing, your eyes look up while you gargle. And you're tapping, you're trying to keep to the beat. That's a fabulous one.
Wow. Well, I never did that one before. That'll be super fun. Thank you. Now, what do we do? What can people do to stimulate the vagus nerve on the lower end? I've taught people to do enemas. You know, I'm not a huge enema fan or colonics, but there's a time and a place, and it is very stimulating to that vagus nerve as well. So does constipation play constipation does play a role on inhibiting the vagus nerve. And one of the big things to realize is that vagus nerve stimulation actually helps with digestion. So people, you've heard a lot of that. There's entire lines of products that are gut brain access, gut brain stimulation, right? And those are some of the products that can help stimulate the vagus nerve as well, even though we can bypass some of those products by doing what we're doing right now, and then perhaps treat some of the gut issues, which is, again, other videos that we have for you. But what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I have a few. You can take a crystal or that ball you have, and you can massage your organs in a clockwise motion. That's really nice to do before you go to bed because you digest while you're sleeping. So, you know, you're doing some nostril breathing, you're calming your central nervous system down, and then you would just rub in a clockwise motion with your crystal or your ball or even your hand. You can just get in there. That's a really nice one to do, and it sets you up for a good night's sleep. And it shows your vagus nerve some love because it attaches to all those organs. During the day, I really like this simple ab belt. It's just those neoprene ab belts you can get on Amazon. And it's giving all your organs a hug. So you just put it on. You can wear it underneath your clothes so no one even has to know it. If you tend to get anxious about anything, I don't know, whatever, you can just wear it under your clothes. No one will even know. It gives it heat because it's neoprene. I'm not a big fan of neoprene, but if you have it over some cotton, then it's not touching your skin, right? And it also gives it pressure. If you have a dog, you've heard of dogs and they have those thunder vests. It's basically a thunder vest for your organs. Isn't that awesome?
It is like those heavy blankets always make you feel so, like you know, and it's just
also really good.
We actually bought one of those after I started meeting with you. I bought one just like the one you have right there for Lily. And it's very calming. I'm any of it, even with autism, with those children that I've recommended now, because it is very calming and you can't always carry your heavy blanket around with you, but you can always have one of those wrapped around your organs. So.
And, you know, you can go to school and no one will even know you have it on.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's kind of nice.
Well, this has been wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today. We are so, and you're welcome here. And in this video, you'll see below that we have links if you want to watch any of other videos by Nadia. Where again, we're so thankful that you joined us, Nadia, today. And for those of you watching, we're so glad that you found this video. If you found this video as part of our dysautonomia book, please go ahead and share that with others. You also will have this video available on YouTube. Again, we are so grateful that you spent a few minutes with us today learning about the vagus nerve. And these are things you can do easily on the way to work. You can do them at work. You can do them at school. These are, just write them down. I think that's probably one of the nicest things is just write these things down so you remember them. And then repeat it. Like join us, replay this video, you know, 5, 6, 11 times. I believe it's 11 times we start creating the habit. And then all of a sudden we'll start remembering, oh, calm down. This is how I do it. My box breathing or my triangle breathing. And you'll find the things that you love most. Anything else you want to share before we wrap up, Nadia?
Yeah, you can even just do one a week. That way it's more manageable. You know, just do box breathing for a week, practice it, then add in another one. Sometimes that's better for people if they just do one at a time.
Instead of getting stressed out over doing all of them.
Yeah, and remembering everything and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much again. And you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks, bye.